Welcome back to the channel. We are Carol and Ken and we're currently touring Brittany. In this episode we show you around Erquy and also visit the absolutely amazing castle Fort Latte.
Make sure you get a good grip coming in. So what's that? The square window this morning. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Now you just sit in this sun, you know, because apparently this morning light, doesn't have any of the harmful rays and is particularly beneficial to health.
Is that true?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday on a.
Oh, so what? Even if you're outside?
Yeah, even if you're outside, yeah. The sun in the morning and in the night allegedly doesn't have those harmful rays.
It's a lot weaker.
I suppose so. So I'm going to sit here for a minute and soak some up. I had a cold water flannel wash this morning. Absolutely lovely it was. I heard, excuse me, I heard that cold water treatment is good for losing weight because it creates brown fat or something that your body uses for energy. You can tell the story of the mystery bank deposit.
Yeah, I had a shock this morning. I was just checking my emails and there was some money. Just checking the money from Buy Me a Coffee, and thank you very much to everyone that supports us on Buy Me a Coffee. And I noticed in that account there was a credit for £466 that I didn't recognise. And I thought, what is this? And it was a bank gyro credit. We never pay any money physically into that account. So I was thinking, how can I contact them? Because somebody somewhere is expecting that money and they won't have that money and they'll be worrying. And we're in France. And then I went into the details of it and it said it was from Good Energy, which is our electricity provider. And then I remembered ages ago we'd asked them for a refund of some money because they'd been holding a lot of excess money on our account. And that's what it was. They were paying us back, so it was our money after all.
Charlie Brown's cooked up the breakfast.
A little more cheese on it.
As I was walking out there just now to the fence, as I almost reached the fence, a couple of shotgun blasts went off.
Oh my God.
That woke me up.
Scared you?
Thank you very much. Omelette and a bit of cheese. Yummy. So we're off to see a castle today, all being well.
Well, we are. Time to leave this air at Plevenor.
Yeah.
Spent two nights here, yeah. It's only €3.50 a night.
It's lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah. You have to pay €5 extra if you want water, and there's no electricity. But it's once you've paid that parking fee, you can empty your cassette toilet, and there's rubbish bins. So it's just a short drive up the road from the air to our next destination, which is that castle that we saw when we did our walk yesterday, and we saw it the day before from the other side, and we were determined to find out what it was. So that's where we're going today. Clouded over a bit since this morning.
Yeah.
I think the sun's due out later.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a height barrier.
Yeah, the camper vans go around this. Oh, I don't know if you go in the front.
Looks like to go in the front.
Yeah, that's no entry. So you're not allowed to stay overnight here between 8 PM and 8 AM. Park during the day.
So I'm embracing cold therapy today. Give this a try, shall we, Bunny?
You can, I'm not.
It is a bit chilly. What's going on here then?
Never seen these animals before. Is it a sheep or is it a goat?
They're a Cameroonian sheep.
Cameroonian.
From
They're very
Cameroon
pretty,
in
aren't
Africa, yeah.
they? Okay, let's go to the castle. There's an early glimpse. Looks like we've got Halloween at the castle today. I think French castles look far more fairy tale than English ones. Here we've got the costs. Adults €7.80. We're paid.
Entree tickets.
Got it, Bunny. Yeah, we were over there, weren't we, when we first saw it?
Yeah, right on that point, the Point de Gruin,
Yeah.
when we first saw it. Yeah. So you got a metal head.
Yeah. First time I've ever seen one. Obviously they're very unprotected from arrows and stuff. So those chains are linked to those huge pieces of wood, and then this is the mechanism. You pull down on that and it will raise the drawbridge.
So this is Fort Latte, originally known as Chateau de la Roche-Goyon. It's one of the most visited castles in Brittany, but sad to say we didn't even know it was here until we spotted it the other day. Construction started in 1340 and the dungeon was completed by 1370.
We've got some nasty spikes stopping people climbing up.
It was besieged in 1379 during conflicts between France and Brittany, and in the 16th century it was attacked again during the Wars of Religion.
There's a lovely smell here of smoke from a fire, and it's lovely and sheltered in here as well. Oh, it's warm in here.
It's really warm in here.
So this is where you put anyone who was causing you trouble down the hole.
Forget about them. This is the water well for the castle, but because it was built on rock, they couldn't dig down into the ground for water, so they just had to collect rainwater off the roofs by building these stone gutters. So this looks out onto a really hazardous cove with lots of rocks that are very dangerous to shipping. So they built this doorway with these ornate doors to act as a decoy to lure the ships in, thinking this was the main entrance.
Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it?
The castle was constructed using local pink sandstone and granite.
This building's the dwelling of the Lord, dating back to the 14th century, and there were only 60 soldiers here to guard the whole place.
So here we have the final refuge if everything's gone tits up. Hopefully the enemy would never get inside the walls, but that's where you ran just in case. Back in the day there would have been cannons through all of these portholes.
The fort was decommissioned in 1890 and sold in 1892.
I wonder what's down there. That looks a bit horrible.
In 1925 it was classified as a historic structure by the Ministry of Culture, and the new owner, Frederick Longray, started restoration in 1931.
Amazing how warm it feels in here, just a bit of shelter out that wind.
Yeah, it does make a big difference. Well, that looked a laborious thing to load and operate, didn't it? 2 men winding it up.
Just for
one bolt.
One bolt.
I wonder how fast it could fire.
How far as well.
I've got another one down here, down the floor below. It's open to the air, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why it's so light.
Yeah. There's no draft or anything though.
No.
And all that light comes in from there.
So this is the view the archers would have of ships passing by.
Oh, that's a long way down.
Oh, it's a blooming long way down, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh. A cubby hole.
You can tell she was never in the army.
You draw the short straw if you have to camp in here all night.
Apparently the best time to come here is in July, when they hold medieval festivals and military reenactments. That would be a sight to see.
It's a bit tricky coming up here because the steps are worn away.
As you can imagine, this place is very popular with filmmakers, and in 1958 they filmed The Vikings here with Tony Curtis and Kirk Douglas. They're certainly not obsessed with safety here.
I'm not going up that bit. No way.
Not going up there.
No,
stay on the inside. Yeah.
We're not that keen on the heights, and these kids have absolutely no fear and just run up and down this rope.
Well, you've definitely got the most wonderful views from up here, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. The coastline.
So how do you fancy going up into that tower at night?
No thanks. What, walking up those steps?
Yeah, those steps.
Oh my
Look at them.
Yeah.
Horrendous, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, this was worth coming to, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad we did. Yeah, I didn't realise you could come inside it when we saw it first.
We finally found our courage.
Right. Make sure you get a good grip coming in.
Oh my gosh. Made it.
Sad to say we didn't last long up here at all. It was horrific being up there, and with so many people coming up and jostling, we soon headed back down again. We didn't even take any photos from up there. And as you can see, there's someone trying to come up behind me that hasn't even looked to see if there's someone coming down yet. Now all we've got to do is get Daisy May back down. Hopefully I can break her fall if she lets go.
Well, that was different.
Well, that was an experience and a half. Glad I did it though.
Yeah.
That's where we were, right on the top of that.
So this is an oven used to heat cannonballs.
So they fed the cannonballs in here, into the fire, and heated them up to 900 degrees.
Why? For what reason?
And then did they fire them hot?
How would you hold them to
And
put
how
them in
would
the
you?
gun?
I don't know. I don't really
I
understand.
don't know. Maybe it's just to harden them.
Yeah, maybe. So they came out red hot through here,
Yeah.
down the chute, then somehow they got them in a cannon and they fired them at enemy ships to burn them.
Is it any wonder that it didn't catch on? You can imagine your first day on the job, can't you? When the lead gunner says, now right then son, your job is to pick up the cannonball and put it in the gun. This is the guard room.
Cannon through here.
Bit of a green place, isn't it? I suppose it'd be all right with a roof on it and a fire.
Well, there's nowhere to have a fire though, is there?
Just get one of those cannonballs.
Yes, the cap's jumper. This is where they fired the red hot cannonballs from.
That was a good hill coming back up. It got the old puff going, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we just had a knock on the door. I thought it was a subscriber.
I thought it was someone coming to check that we'd paid to stay here. But it turned out it was a German guy. They've just turned up and his payment card would work in the machine.
Yeah.
So he said, would we mind paying with our card, and then he'd give us the cash.
See what it's like.
I like this rice couscous and quinoa. It's spicy.
It's lovely, isn't it? And it's been refrigerated.
Refracted.
Retrograded, not refracted, bunny. Well, I've no idea what this beef is, but it's tough as old boots. I could slap it on the bottom of my shoes and walk for 1,000 miles. Charlie Brown is claiming that it was from the steak section.
It was in the steak section, and I looked up what ribeye steak is, and it was faux something.
Well, this definitely isn't
this
ribeye.
is.
No. This is more like braising steak to me.
Didn't look like ribeye. Well, we enjoyed our 2 days here. It's been glorious.
Really good, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of picnic benches and everything if you want a picnic. Nicely spaced out, you're not all crammed in together.
Uh-oh.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Fly away with me, take you high, soaring, see you smile, it's my only dream.
Staring out into the sea, waves come crashing up to me. My toes slip into the sand, dream that I'm with you. Staring out into the sea,
With me,
waves come crashing up to me.
soaring,
My toes slip
see you
into
smile,
the
it's
sand,
my
dream
only
that
dream.
I'm with you. Staring out into the sea,
With me,
waves come crashing up to me.
soaring,
My toes slip
see you
into
smile,
the
it's
sand,
my
dream
only
that
dream.
I'm with you.
My
Dream
only
that
dream.
I'm with you.
My
Dream
only
that
dream.
I'm with you.
My only
You
place you're taking me to now? Well, this is a pretty little place. Erquy.
Carol is saying that she's been wanting to come here for a very long time because she used to come here with her family when she was a child. Apologies for the sound, but I've no idea what went wrong with the mics here. We've been experimenting on this trip, filming it using our mobile phones, but I have to say I won't be doing that again. So apparently Erquy is nicknamed the scallop capital of France, and its fishing port is one of the largest in Brittany. The town hosts the Fête de la Coquille Saint-Jacques every 3 years, celebrating its maritime heritage with tastings, concerts and exhibitions. I think Carol fancies a coffee, but it's blooming windy here. We just passed a sign that said the cocktail season is starting in 2 days. Have to admit, I didn't even realise there was a season for them. It's a bit of a nightmare when your microphones fail, so I'm going to have to give up totally on this audio, maybe just edit to a bit of music for you.
Somebody's lost their glasses, look.
It's a very steep bank and totally out of reach, so I'm not surprised they left them. We've grown fond of steps ever since we started this exercise regime. At the top of the hill are the Lac Bleu, the Blue Lakes, former pink sandstone quarry pits that have naturally filled with water over time.
Oh, we didn't know this was here, did we, Bunny?
This is a beautiful walk, but if you're not comfortable with heights, you might want to give it a miss, as it gets very close to the edge at times. It looks like we've reached the Mayan temples here. I assume these buildings had something to do with quarrying, but we couldn't find that out. If you enjoy rocky remote beaches, then there's one for you just over the brow of this hill. Now that very much looks like an old lifeboat station, with a slipway down into the sea. Apparently this building is another building for heating cannonballs. Blimey. Right, this was far enough for us, so at this point we decided to turn around and try and find a coffee. Now I wondered what this egg timer was for when he put it down, and then Carol seems to think it's so that you know when your tea has brewed.
Okay, so this is a plate of naughtiness that we're not supposed to have. But
I'm an
it's
elf
treat number 2
with my
for me.
sweet tooth.
Right, Right, we're going to leave this vlog here now. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like, hit that subscribe button and share us with your friends. And we'll see you in the next one.